Hi there, welcome back to another episode of the Rowntree Gardens podcast here at the Ginkgo Studios in Rowntree Gardens. Today we have a special guest. We have Christi, who has a bunch of very cool stories. Stories that you kind of hear about somebody, being a part of, but you don't actually get to meet them, or you might see them somewhere and you never actually get to meet the people that go through these experiences. So I think you're going to like this podcast. She's got a lot of cool energy, really cool energy, got a lot of cool stories. And it was just a really pleasant experience. So I hope you enjoy it. And without further ado, here's Christi. Hi there. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing very well. Thank you for joining me today. My
You're
name is
welcome.
Elias Rodriguez. And what's your name?
Christy.
Very nice to meet you, Christi. Thank you for joining us here. We're going to do something nice and easy. We're just going to go over a little bit of your life and talk a little bit about some of the high points and some of the things you've been excited about. So I'll start off with an easy lob.
Okay.
Where did you grow up?
I grew up, I'm a California girl,
Oh, okay.
mainly in Orange County.
Oh, wow. So local.
Different spots, but mainly Orange County.
And did you grow up with going to the beach, as everybody always thinks when you go to Orange County? It's the
Yeah,
beach all the time.
I was at the beach a
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
Okay.
I
very
grew up
good.
in Huntington Beach
Oh,
a
my
lot.
goodness.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were right next door.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you you were in California the whole time, did you ever work or go to any exciting university things, anything like that?
I ran a health club for 8 years.
Really?
Yeah, that was really fun. My
Tell me a
mom
little bit
was a
about that.
member, and I was going to college, and she, on a break, she said, honey, you got to apply at this health club. It's really cool. You'd fit in, you'd like it. So I applied
Okay.
on a break from college, and I never went back to
Oh
school.
my goodness. And so what was it? What did you do?
I ended up running the health club, and there was probably 8 years I ran a health club. And then, the manager, and work your way up and to the biggest health
Oh my
club.
goodness.
And it was really cool. It was so fun. And at that health club, I met my soulmate.
No kidding.
Yes, and we had two wonderful children.
Oh my goodness. Wow. So this health club really kind of set you up for success.
Yes, it did. It was meant to be.
Wow.
And so we had just two awesome kids. And then I was bugging him. I was 50 years old, and I said, I don't have any grandkids. Somebody give me some grandkids.
Oh my goodness.
I have a boy and a girl and no grandkids.
No pressure.
Yeah, and they got married, and I'm like, I want some grandkids. So you better, what is that word? You better ask what is it?
I'm not sure, but
I'm not either. But you better be careful of what you
Oh,
ask for.
gotcha,
Put it that
gotcha,
way. And so, because within 5 years, I got 5 grandbaby boys.
Get out of here.
All boys.
Oh my gosh. So from 0 to 5 in just 5 years?
One's going to be 1 in July, and then I have one that's 5 years old.
Oh my goodness.
All boys.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Wow.
They are so cool. They are so cool.
I'm
I
so
love
glad.
them
Wow.
so much.
Wow. So you got what you wished for.
I got 5 of them in 5 years. I
Oh, my
can't
goodness.
believe it. And I just love them so
You can
much.
tell. My goodness.
Oh, I do. They're just my pride and joy.
Wow. Well, is there any, let's say, hobbies or likes or anything that you really like to do outside of work on a regular basis?
My number one hobby is my grandkids.
Oh,
of
yeah,
course.
definitely.
Okay, you know
Okay,
that.
of course.
Okay. And then, let's see. I liked to water ski when this is younger.
Really? Water
Yeah.
skiing?
But my mom was a single mom with my brother and I. Okay, and she worked very hard, and she sent us to Christian school, took us to church every week. We wanted for nothing. She was
Wow.
very
Oh my gosh.
intelligent, and but she was the most kind woman, compassionate woman, um, just just the nicest person you'd ever want to know.
Wow.
And I cannot remember ever being spanked, ever being yelled at, ever. I
Oh
was
my
trying to
goodness.
think of a time, never. And she was just generous as could be. And but she, like I said, she worked hard. And I remember in school, when the moms would come in and work in the classroom or go on field trips, and I would be kind of jealous of
Mm.
that. So I always thought, when I have kids, I want to
Oh my
do that.
goodness.
So my soulmate made it possible for me to go to the field trips,
Oh my
work.
goodness.
Yeah, and my favorite hobby was the being the team mom for baseball, the team mom for
Oh
basketball, for
wow.
football, for cheerleading. My daughter was a cheerleader and she was awesome, and just worked in their classroom, went on their field trips.
Oh my
I did
goodness.
did it
So
all.
you were busy, busy, busy,
Oh my
busy
goodness.
during
And
the
I
whole time.
loved it. Yeah, I was just like I don't
How
think I ever
cool.
missed a game.
Oh my
It
goodness.
was just so awesome. And that was a big hobby.
Well,
That
what a
was,
role model your mom gave you. And then I think what a special gift you were able to do to kind of fulfill exactly what you wish she had, but she gave you that
but
opportunity.
she gave me just, she gave me a gift. And
Yeah.
at the same time, she taught me how to be generous and kind. And,
Wow.
not that I'm bragging, I guess
No, but
I
it's pretty amazing. I mean, it was a good role model, and I'm glad that it rubbed off, right? That's the important
Uh-huh.
thing.
Yeah. And so yeah, it was really nice. And like I said, my kids are just everything to me.
I'm so glad. Wow, it sounds like you were very involved and you were able to be part of all those big. I mean, Team
Oh
Moms is a
yeah.
lot of work. I
Oh,
remember being.
team mama on every team,
Yeah.
and my
Your every night
daughters.
was filled, I'm sure. You had
Uh-huh.
something to do every
Oh,
day.
yeah, and then you got practices, and then you got, and then the banquets and the award ceremony, and then my daughter winning. We went to Florida because she won cheer. Just
Oh my
my son.
goodness.
It was awesome.
A lot of fun.
A lot of work, and like you said, but it was a lot of fun. I wouldn't change
How
anything for
cool.
the world.
Well, tell me something that's kind of unique that may have happened to you that not a lot of people have experienced. You shared with me something kind of cool that you went through before we started the show. You may have been on TV before.
Oh.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm leading you that to that story, which I thought was pretty cool.
Oh, on Let's Make a Deal?
Yeah, tell me a little bit about it, as though you never told me.
Okay. Um, I went to Let's Make a Deal, and you dress up, and then how I got on is my mother-in-law's name is Miriam.
Okay.
Okay, and my last name is Cunningham, and her
Okay.
last name is Cunningham. And they interview every person that goes in, like for
Before you go
10,
in.
10 seconds to see if you're a candidate or not.
Wow.
So they said, okay, what's your name? And tell me something real quick. I go, my name is Christi Cunningham, but my mother-in-law's name is Miriam, just like on Happy Days, Miriam Cunningham, just something so lame. And so then I guess that got me on. And
Wow.
then when I got on, there was two zonks, and they couldn't have a third zonk
I
because,
see.
they couldn't go through the whole show. So then they pointed to Monty Hall to me. And so he knew to go to, And then, because they kind of point him out, because he didn't interview
No kidding.
everybody. So he pointed to me and he came up to me and he said, "Would you like this fortune cookie or would you like what's on the door, behind the door?" And I don't know, I looked over at the guy. I guess he was a producer and he went like that.
No.
And he told
He
me
gave
to
you
take the
inside
door.
scoop?
Mhm.
No kidding.
He did. He
That's
did.
awesome.
And so he told me to take the door. And I won like a full-on kitchen, right? And I was so happy with it, just so happy. You know, the refrigerator, I mean, it was a
Wow.
full-on brand new everything, the trash compactor, and I didn't even know what one of
How
those
cool.
was.
Oh my goodness.
So I was like thrilled. And then when it came to be the big deal of the day, there was, I guess, two of us. I can't remember, but I looked over and he wasn't going to help me.
Oh, that was it. You got the one.
big deal of it. No, because, I mean, think of it. They had 2 songs already. And if they went to me and had 3 songs, what if they went through the whole show
Gotcha,
and had
gotcha.
songs? They couldn't do that.
Gotcha.
So, but no one was going to help me on this. So, but I ended up, and all I wanted when I went there was a VCR. And like I'm telling you, this is like 15, 20 years ago. Actually, it was Monty Hall's last season.
Wow.
And so I just wanted a VCR. So then they opened up the curtain and there was a big cabinet and it had a VCR. It had a TV. It had a CD player.
Oh
It
my
just had
goodness.
everything. It had just everything. And I was
Wow.
so thrilled. And it had a couch and a love seat, you know, and I was like so happy, just so happy. And then they had, a certain amount of carpet. And so I was so happy. And then comes down and it goes, "You're going to need tapes for that VCR. So we're going to fly you in." And it was $10,000 came
No
down.
kidding.
And I
Oh my
was
goodness.
just like, I was shaking. I was shaking so bad. And then my sister-in-law went with me and we were just,
Wow.
we were just crazy. It was just nuts. I barely could drive home. I couldn't drive home. And then on the day that it aired, I had my family at my house. I had food out.
Oh
I
my
had
goodness.
my family, all my friends, you know, and we watched it together.
A watch party?
And, yeah, exactly. And it was so great.
Oh my
It
goodness.
was
You were a
just,
huge winner. It wasn't like you just got on the show. You actually won all the big stuff. You came home with 2 new rooms of stuff.
yeah, and 20 years ago to get like almost $13,000.
Wow, that's
You know,
amazing.
that was a lot then.
Yeah.
It's a lot now.
So I would love that.
Yeah, I mean, you give me 10,000 now, and then I ended up giving my in-laws the carpet because you know they wanted the carpet and we didn't want it, we didn't need it, and then
What a cool story. That is awesome.
isn't that great?
That is awesome.
That is just
Yeah.
something, you know.
Because you see it on TV and you actually don't get to meet people that actually did win the big one.
I
So
know.
it's very cool.
And you know what is funny is my mom, she went on Let's Make a Deal years before that. She didn't win, but
Okay.
she went on
No
Let's Make a
kidding.
Deal.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that crazy?
Well, then you fulfilled that one as well. Look at that. That's such
so
a cool.
me and my mom were just, we loved each other so much.
Yeah, it seems
It's
like you
gonna
keep-
make me cry.
Okay. Well, I'll change the subject so we don't have to get
Okay, yeah,
emotional.
let's do
But,
that.
oh my goodness, that's so sweet. I really love that story.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll finish off with a simple question that is a lot deeper than it sounds.
Okay.
But if you were to give advice to maybe the younger generation or those that are just starting out, what might be something that you would say to them?
Boy, the younger generation, I would say to just enjoy every single day. You know, just because there might be a time in your life that you might not be able to enjoy that day as much as you can when you're young. And I'm just going to touch on this because I have multiple sclerosis. And there are days when I can't get out of bed. I could not get out of bed for a month. And I just went through one of those relapses. And then you don't know, I wake up and I'm like, is this a good day? Or is this a bad day? And then I'll get up and I'll have a good day. And I might have 2 weeks, and I'm like, I don't have MS today. This is great, and I pray to God every night. But just enjoy every day to the fullest. And don't say someday I'm going to do this. This is the day. This is someday. Okay? Not someday you're going to do this. This is someday.
Wow.
And I've always wanted to skydive. And my son's wife, Lindsay, my son's name's Bobby, my daughter's name's Kimmy, and his wife always wanted to skydive. So for her 30th birthday, my son's a wimp. He wouldn't skydive with her. Either would my daughter. No one would skydive with her. And I said, I have wanted to skydive. And I'm that someday. And so I had MS then, but it's not as bad as it is now. And Bobby says, Mom, you want to skydive? I said, Bobby, I've always wanted to skydive. So her and I was over 50.
Oh my goodness, how awesome.
Yeah, and she was 30, and we went to Vegas. My daughter lived in Vegas at that time. And we went to Vegas, and her and I skydived on, and that was the most awesome thing.
Wow.
Besides going on, what was that? Let's Make a Deal.
Yes.
But jumping out of that plane was just
what
awesome.
A cool story.
Over 50, and my son wouldn't do it in his 30s, and my daughter wouldn't do it. And then, it was just, the best. It was the best, yeah.
So you're really living what you're preaching. I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful advice. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think that's going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a great day.